Shinomiya's speeches always sound good, don't they? Yeah, we don't need to listen to the principal's speech if we have her. After the opening ceremony for the second quarter of school, I heard a conversation like that in the hallways. My name is Shu Ishigami, a senior in high school. I was introverted and didn't have friends, so I didn't join in the conversation and walked back to the classroom. They're so excited over a simple speech, they must be so easy to please. Aoi Shinomiya, president of the student council, was the school's celebrity. Her grades and looks both excelled, and she was friendly to everyone. Because of that, she was extremely popular. It was also rumored that she worked really hard as a student leader too. Ishigami, you should kneel on the floor that Shinomiya-san walks on! Yeah, you're a little slow, aren't you? You're not really smart or good at sports either, so what are you going to do after you graduate? My classmates started teasing me out of nowhere. I was often made fun of this way. Stop butting into my life. Just leave me alone. Come on, we're worried about you. At this rate, you won't be able to get into college or find a job either. What are you planning to do? Just stay at home unemployed? I still have 6 months until graduation. I'll figure it out. Nice to see you sound so carefree. I mean, I guess it's too late to start working hard at this point. That's so true. Laughing, the two boys walked away after making fun of me.
Ishigami-kun, are you okay?
After my classmates left, Shinomiya-san came to talk to me. Shinomiya-san? You were watching?
Only towards the end, but it seemed like they were saying mean things to you.
It was probably because we were in the same class, but Shinomiya-san was even nice to an introvert like me. The fact that she was nice to me made me very happy. It's nothing to worry about. It's best to just let them say whatever they want to.
Still, I think it's bad to badmouth other people.
You're so nice, but honestly, I'm okay. 1 month later, I wasn't a fan of crowds, so as usual, I ate lunch on the rooftop alone. I was lounging around for the rest of my lunch break when Shinomiya-san showed up out of nowhere.
Ishigami-kun, what are you doing here?
I always eat my lunch here. What are you doing here, Shinomiya-san?
I just needed a breath of fresh air to think about something.
Shinomiya-san looked worried. Shinomiya-san, you weren't focused in class either, right? It was rare to see you not notice when the teacher called on you. Is something bothering you?
It's not really like a problem, but I kind of have an emergency.
Shinomiya-san's words didn't make much sense. If you don't want to tell me, I won't pry. But sometimes it feels better to share your worries with other people. I mean, you're always nice to me, so I'm always here to listen to your problems too. Shinomiya-san looked like she was debating it, but she ended up telling me about what was bothering her.
We're having a school assembly after this, right? I actually don't have a speech ready for it.
Our high school had a school-wide assembly once a month. For the students, it was just a boring assembly where we had to listen to the long speeches of the principal and teachers. The student council president was required to give a quick opening speech as well. Shinomiya-san, you always have perfect speeches ready. Why don't you have one ready today? You didn't forget that there was an assembly, did you?
I didn't forget, it's just that I don't have a script ready today.
But I don't usually see you use a script.
No, it's not that. Don't tell anyone, but I'm not actually the one who writes those speeches.
What does that mean?
Mika-chan's usually the one that writes the speeches.
Mika? You mean the vice president? Mika Fujisaki-san? Shinomiya told me surprising news. It was actually the vice president that mainly ran the student council organization. Shinomiya-san was elected to be the student council president, and despite the fact that she was smart, she was not very skilled at being the student president. That was why Shinomiya-san just did whatever Fujisaki-san told her to do.
I didn't want to be president in the first place. Mika-chan was more qualified for the position than I was. But she told me that she didn't like giving speeches in front of people or giving orders. So she wanted me to take the position for her. She said that she would do all of the work that the president needs to do in exchange.
So basically, you were the face of the student organization while Fujisaki-san controlled you in the background. Fujisaki-san was plain and had a quiet personality. Despite being in the student council, she wasn't very popular. When compared next to Shinomiya-san, you could easily forget her presence. Apparently, because of her personality, she asked Shinomiya-san to play the face of the organization.
Mika-chan was supposed to think of a speech today, but she couldn't come to school because she's sick. That's why I have to think of a speech on my own. But I can't think of one that's good as hers.
You've done many speeches before, so maybe you should use those as an example.
That's what I thought too. So I've been trying to put a speech together since this morning. But I can't seem to get the sentences to fit together well. At this rate, the student council is going to lose its respect because of me.
That's why you weren't focused in class today, right? I never thought you'd have a flaw like that. It's true that everyone respects you a lot, so if you make a mistake in front of all the students, it might affect the student council.
I don't want that to happen. I don't care what people think about me, but I don't want anything to happen to the organization that Mika-chan worked so hard on. I don't know what to do anymore.
Shinomiya-san looked like she was going to cry any second now. I pulled out my phone and started typing sentences.
Ishigami-kun, what are you doing?
It seems like you're in trouble, so I want to help. But this is the only time I'm going to do this. I gave Shinomiya-san my phone so that she could see the completed speech.
This is...
Shinomiya-san's worried expression changed into a surprised one. It looks decent, right?
You're amazing! How did you do this in such a short amount of time?
Shouldn't you start memorizing that? Shinomiya-san, I'm assuming you're good at memorization?
Yeah, thank you!
Shinomiya-san started memorizing the speech that I wrote down on her phone.
Ishigami-kun, will you walk home with me today?
Our classmates started gossiping because they heard Shinomiya-san talking to me. Shinomiya-san, if you spend time with an introvert like him, his stupidness might rub off on you. Exactly. He's going to be a bad influence on you.
I don't think it's okay to belittle people like that. Being around people that gossip like you guys is probably going to be a bad influence.
The two classmates that made fun of me shut their mouths after being lectured by Shinomiya-san. Her words were always persuasive, and no one objected against her when she spoke out strongly as the student council president.
Shinomiya-kun, can we?
I don't mind. I had no reason to say no, so we decided to walk home together.
Ishigami-kun, thanks for helping me earlier. You saved me.
Are you talking about the speech? I think it's incredible that you memorized that speech so fast, by the way. Shinomiya-san's speech at the school-wide assembly went successfully. As usual, her speech was very popular with the students.
I think it's amazing that you were able to think of a speech that quickly. How did you do that?
It's just a simple application of speech outlines. The outline of a speech is generally the same, so I just put the pieces together. I write a lot, so it was easy for me to combine it all into a speech.
You're always writing. Why?
I'm a freelance writer online.
Really? I didn't know that! You're amazing!
I'm only confident in my writing skills, so compared to everyone around us, it's not that big of a deal.
That's not true! I can't even do what you did. That's why you were so quick at typing too.
Yeah, there are times that I have to write on my phone too.
Ishigami-kun, I want to ask you a favor.
I'm not going to help you write a speech again.
I didn't say anything yet. I mean, yeah, that was what I was going to ask though.
I told you I'm only helping you that one time. Plus, if I do the speech writing for you, then what's Fujisaki-san going to do?
Mika-chan is busy with things other than creating my speeches. I'm just there for decoration to look as if I'm working hard. That's why I want to lessen her burden.
It's nice that you care about your friends a lot, but I'm an outsider.
Ishigami-kun, you're the only one I can ask. I know it's not good to lie to everyone, but you're the only other person that knows about the secret behind the student council.
It was more like I accidentally found out. Anyways, Shinomiya-san, it seems like you're very worried about the image of the student council. But I don't think it would be bad if people found out.
Why do you say that?
Because there are different meanings to leadership. Even if it's the same speech, the way that it reaches the audience will change based on the person who says it. Even with today's speech, if I was the one that read it, I'm not sure anyone would have listened to me.
Really?
Fujisaki-san probably wanted you to become the president because she knew about the influence you have on people. It seems to be working out well too. So even if you might not think so, I think that you should be more proud of yourself. Shinomiya-san gave me an uncertain expression. She probably doesn't understand her own influence and power over other people. I didn't intend to meddle with the student council, but if you're really worried about the way you stand with our peers, I don't mind helping you out.
You will?
I'm not helping the student council out though, I'm just helping you. You said you wanted to lessen the burden on Fujisaki-san, so I want to help you do that. I probably would have said no if someone else asked me for this favor.
What does that mean?
It means that you have the leadership skills to make people do things. I wanted to make her understand what I had told her earlier, which was why I decided to help her. Still, she didn't seem to quite get it. A few days later, after school, Shinomiya-san called me into the student council office. Inside, the vice president, Fujisaki-san, worked quietly on her laptop all alone.
Thank you for coming. I thought you should get a sneak peek inside the work that the student council does.
Yeah, that's fine. But aren't there any other members?
It's just Mika-chan and I today. We try to work with just the two of us whenever we can, so that people don't find out that I don't know what I'm doing.
The two of you? But then what do you do during this time, Shinomiya-san?
I work on the meetings.
Shinomiya-san looked at Fujisaki-san as if asking for help.
Ishigami-san, thank you so much for helping the president at the last assembly. I sincerely apologize that we had to bother you, sir. It's my fault that I got sick. I couldn't do my job properly.
You don't have to be so polite with me. We're in the same grade, so you don't need to use honorifics with me either.
This is just how Mika-chan usually is. She normally talks like that.
Oh, I see. Because I tried not to get involved with the people around me, this was my first time talking to Fujisaki-san.
The president told me that you're going to help with writing the speech writing from now on. I really appreciate your help.
Sure, it's no problem. But Fujisaki-san, I heard you have a lot on your plate. What do you do exactly?
Right now, I'm creating a newsletter about the work that the student council is doing. When I'm done, I need to inform the president on what we're going to discuss in the next meeting with the other student leaders.
I see. Fujisaki-san, you really do work hard in the background.
Everything runs smoothly this way. When we're busy, she needs to write a summary reports on the activities for each school club and organization, including the student council, plan school events, summarize data from surveys, and take count of equipment. Her work starts piling up very quickly. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on the laptop, but I don't know how to use it. So I'm always a burden to Mika-chan.
Shinomiya-san explained all of this to me, looking as if she was very sorry. You must have been very busy if you needed to think of the student council president's speech in addition to all of your other work.
I'm sorry. You don't need to be sorry, President. You're doing all the other work that I don't like to do. So things are okay like this.
People have their strengths and weaknesses. I think it's good that you guys can run the student council by separating your roles this way. After that, I watched as Shinomiya-san and Fujisaki-san had their meeting. I was able to see how the student council runs behind the scenes. With my speeches and Fujisaki-san's support, Shinomiya-san was able to keep her position as the student council president. After the main event of the second quarter, the Culture Festival, was successfully finished, Shinomiya-san invited me to have lunch with her on a weekend because she wanted to thank me for helping her out.
Ishigami-kun, you can order whatever you want. It's my treat.
I know I've told you already, but you really don't need to thank me. I accepted her invitation, but I didn't expect her to treat me to lunch. The only reason why I had said okay was because she was very persistent.
I won't be satisfied until you let me treat you. I was the one that forced you into helping me even when you're not part of the student council. Don't be shy.
Shinomiya-san wouldn't budge, so I left that topic alone and ordered something.
Ishigami-kun, thank you again. If you didn't help me that day on the rooftop, the student council wouldn't be functioning as well as it is today. And thank you for helping me too. I really appreciate everything you do.
It was obvious you cared about the student council a lot. It made me want to do whatever I could to protect that.
Ishigami-kun, is there anything that's bothering you? If you have any problems in your life, I want to do anything I can to help.
I'm okay. I don't have any huge problems in my life.
I feel bad because you're always the one helping me. I want to do something in return.
But I mean, I honestly don't have any problems. We only have a few months left of school, so if things go by normally, I should be able to graduate properly.
Did you decide what you're doing after high school already?
I'm thinking about doing a job that deals with writing. I have the experience already.
I see. I think you'd be great at the job.
After that, Shinomiya-san and I made small talk and finished up our lunch. Shinomiya-san, thank you for today. And thanks for treating me too.
It's fine. I invited you with the intention to treat you to some food. Thank you always too.
I'll see you tomorrow at school then. When I tried to leave, Shinomiya-san hugged me from behind. Shinomiya-san?
Hey, Shigami-kun. Don't you ever think about spending the rest of our days in high school as a couple?
The idea has crossed my mind, but I never thought it'd be a reality for someone like me.
Would it bother you if I was your girlfriend? I don't want to graduate like this. I want to be in a relationship with you, Ishigami-kun.
That makes me really happy. But why are you saying this so suddenly? Is this because you want to thank me?
It's not like that. The truth is that I invited you to have lunch with me today so I can confess my feelings for you. I've liked you since the day that you saved me. I couldn't bring it up because you're always helping me. But there was no other way I could thank you or confess my feelings, so...
I'm not the one that's always helping you, though. You actually saved me, too.
I don't remember doing anything for you.
Even when everyone around me made fun of me, you were the one person that treated me like a normal person. That was the one thing that made me happy in school.
Just that?
It might be a small act to you, but it was a big deal to me. To be honest, I did think it would be nice to have someone like you as my girlfriend, but I thought that someone like me wouldn't be a good match for you.
That's not true. So, what you're saying is, we both have feelings for each other, right?
I'd like to be in a relationship with you, Shinomiya-san. When I answered, Shinomiya-san gave me a kiss.
Ishigami-kun, you think too little of yourself. Just like how you saw the best in me, Timmy, you're a wonderful person.
I never thought there'd be a day when I'd hear that. Let's be happy together from now on. A few months before graduation, I had a girlfriend for the first time. I originally thought that my high school days were going to end boring as usual, but she made me want to make fun memories instead.